Hey guys, how's it going, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Now today we are reacting to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Ricky Gervais Show, and this one is called Doppleganger. So there have been a couple of spooky little things in the last episode, very Black Mirror-esque vibes to it, so maybe this one will be similar. Doppelganger means someone who basically is you just in a different body, so I don't know how they're going to take this, but I'm sure it will be entertaining nevertheless. So yeah, and if you guys are new around here, make sure to like, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Here we go guys, Season 2 Episode 2 Doppelganger. Looking forward to it as per usual. Just got some water today, you know, it's the vitality of the body, all of that good stuff.
For the past few years, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant, and Carl Pilkington have been meeting regularly for a series of pointless conversations.
And they always are pointless.
Testing. Is that alright?
Perfect.
Hello and welcome to the Ricky Gervais Show with me, Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And
Hello.
the little round-headed buffoon that is Carl Pilkington.
Alright.
Yeah. Never gonna get bored of that, guys. Never ever.
Now, Carl, I know you're fascinated by the concept of the doppelganger, of
Here we
seeing
go.
someone who looks exactly like you. Yeah. Jake has emailed in. He says, Carl, if you could spend a day with an exact replica of you, okay, so somehow they've cloned you, Carl, and you've got him for one day, what would you do with this? What would you make him do? What conversation would you have with him? What would you do? Is there anything you could, how would you utilise him for one day?
Well, they'd both say, I'm not bothered. And that would be the end of the conversation.
What would do me head in is, does it think the same way, look the same way,
Exactly
dress
the same.
Hmm.
How would I know which one I was?
Because you'd be you.
That's amazing.
I know which one I was.
Incredible.
That is the stupidest thing I've heard
ever said by a human being. Can we get the Guinness Book of Records on this? Has anyone anywhere in the world said anything more stupid than how would I know which one was me?
Think about it. This other person's going, all right, thanks for meeting up and that. And I go, hang on a minute. No, you came to me. And then Suzanne would come home and she wouldn't know the difference. And then suddenly you'd start doubting yourself. And you go, should I be leaving? Or... So, how do I know if I am that real one, if he knows what I know?
because you are you, Carl.
You know who you are because you're experiencing
But he'd
it.
be saying that because he'd say, yeah, it is a bit weird.
But
isn't it,
you
how
know
we
the
meet,
truth, you idiot.
Because
How
you
would I
wouldn't-
know which one I was?
So anyway...
But bear in mind,
What would you do?
You could pass him off as yourself.
What would you do? Would you play tricks? Would you,
You could be in two places at once.
would you do stings? Would you do scams?
No, because it would only end up getting me into trouble, won't it? Because people won't believe that there's another one like me. Otherwise, everyone would be saying that when they get caught robbing. They go, oh, it wasn't me, it was me doppelganger.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That is a fair
I
point.
wouldn't want it, to be honest. It's again, it's a bit of a headache, isn't it? Because he could be going off, going mental, causing all sorts of trouble, and you go, will you pack it in? And he's going, what? What are you on about? But then that wouldn't happen, would it? Because he's being me, so he'd be sat wherever I am anyway. Because he'd want to do what I want to do. So, pointless. But I still wouldn't want it.
It's unbelievable.
That was a conversation with himself.
That was amazing.
That was like experiencing what it would be like if there was two Carls.
Yeah,
he was having a discussion with himself.
We could have left in that time and come back, and he'd be arguing still.
What does this mean? Does this mean... Does this mean, though, that I could just sit at home and not do anything and just send me out on...
Yes.
And when he's seen something happen, I'm seeing it.
No.
You're separate people.
You're separate people.
But then he's not a doppelganger then,
Well,
is he?
you're identical twins then. You found out identical twins and he's got exactly the same input as you. I mean, it's not a real question,
in
is it?
theory,
It's
the
just a
doppelganger
little...
could do this
Again,
podcast,
But I said
and
to
Carl
you
could
the
just
other
sit
week
at
about
home.
Twins and that. I wouldn't like to have a twin. It's all right when you're a kid, but unless you're a Siamese twin, even they don't even look alike, do they? They're just stuck together. You don't go, oh, don't they look like each other? They have different haircuts. They don't carry that thing on, do they? Like normal twins do. Like normal twins, the mums say have the same haircut, wear the same shirt. Siamese twins never look the same. They've just got their arse stuck together.
Again, it's a dialogue in his own head. It's unbelievable.
Oh.
Okay, Carl. This is a logical conundrum. to a certain extent, there's a little bit of lateral thinking because, but there is only one right answer. Now, the pressure here isn't to get this right. The pressure is when I've told you the answer to then understand it, because when I've explained this to people, I've laid out for them, they still can't quite get the concept.
Right.
Okay, so there's 2 doors, Carl.
Yeah.
One leads to heaven, one leads to hell. Okay, they're identical. You can't tell them apart. Okay, 50-50.
Right.
Obviously, you want to go to heaven, I assume. Right, there's 2 guards, identical guards, guarding each door. Okay?
Right.
The one guarding hell always tells a lie.
Right.
The one guarding heaven always tells the truth. You have to ask one question to find out which is which, and then go through the door you want. What question do you ask?
I've only got one.
Yeah.
And what? One to both?
No, one to either of them. You don't know which one's which, though. So what question do you ask?
Ooh, this is interesting.
Why can't I ask, like, both of them one?
Because it's
Because
not
the rules are you can only ask one. There aren't actually 2 doors labelled heaven and hell, Carl. This is a leap of imagination.
See, I was going to say ask who's lying,
I've definitely
but
got
then
to answer.
they
I've got
both
to answer
say the
question.
same
I can't just sort of have
person.
a feel of the door to see if there's any heat or anything.
They're identical.
One is
You
slightly
stand a few yards
warmer.
away. You cannot tell from the outside of these doors which is which. What question do you ask?
I can't look through the keyhole or anything.
There's no
No.
keyhole.
Nowhere near them.
No.
Let's imagine there's a small rope that prevents you from getting anywhere near, rather like outside a nightclub.
Yeah.
So they stood there.
Yeah.
They both look the same. They're both smiling,
Yeah.
but one of them's.
Then you
not
could
really
ask who's
smiling,
telling
really.
the
He's trying
truth.
to make me make a mistake.
But then the
innit?
real
he's
person
gonna
would
lie
say
when you
yes,
ask
and
him a
the liar
question
would
if you
say
ask him.
yes.
So what's the point of asking a question? Do I know one of them's going to lie?
Yeah.
But would they be neighbours like this? Would they be that close? Why?
I mean, we're not sure if these 2 guys get on.
Okay, it's a logical. Well, I'll tell you the answer.
No, I want to see if he can get it. He's almost there. No, he's not almost there. I want my
Nah.
thinking.
No, hang on. Right, so you go up and you
Yeah.
go. You
Right,
go,
hang on. Well, look, let's imagine that. Let's imagine Ricky and I are those 2 guys. Okay, right?
But we have to. Well, me and Steve will decide which doors we're guarding. Okay.
Right.
I'm.
Look away, Carl.
Okay
Right,
then.
so we've decided. Okay, one of us is guarding hell and one of us is guarding heaven. Which question are you going to ask and who are you going to ask it to?
Right.
I really want to work this
I'll
out
say
myself,
to
but I'm a little
you,
bit
Steve,
lost.
I'll go. Got some post for God here.
That's not a question. That's a statement.
Right, you've got some posts for God here.
Well, that's not a question.
Yeah, but maybe the question's coming. You got some posts for God here, yeah.
And it needs to be signed.
It's not a question. Still not a question.
No, let
So
him finish. Maybe
is
it's a question.
God in? Because I need him to sign to this post. Is he in?
Well, I can answer that as well if you want.
Go on.
He's in. He's behind my door. Do you want to answer it?
Well,
Yes.
Do you,
he's
want,
in.
do you want to get him? Just.
Well, no, you only got one question.
So you're asking Steve, is God in?
I like
That's
Carl's
the answer.
logic to try and get
Yes.
him out.
Ask me.
That is very good. It's
Yes.
just
Look, lads, I'm just trying to do a job here.
Carl's logic, I should say.
What am I going to do with this?
Well, give it to me and I'll give it to God because he's behind my door. Steve?
Yeah, give it to me and I'll take it into God because he's behind my door.
You're an idiot. Let me tell you the answer. I'm guarding hell, by the way. I'm the devil. Steve's
Okay.
God, okay?
All right.
So you asked me what Steve would say if you asked him what door he was guarding, and I'm going to lie. I know he'd say heaven because he'd tell the truth, but I'm lying, so he'd say hell. So the question is, if I was to ask the other one what door he was guarding, what would he say? And whatever the person answers is the door they're guarding.
Steve,
Right.
what door are you looking after?
Well,
Heaven.
yeah.
Why should I believe you?
Because you don't know. No, that doesn't work. Because you asked me the same, and I'd say
Yeah,
heaven as well.
exactly, because he's always
Right, so who
lying.
do I believe? This is
Let me
where
just pause
you
it. So so Steve's God in heaven. Say you asked Ricky, Say you asked Ricky what would Stephen say. Stephen would say heaven. Ricky has to lie, so he'd say hell. So that's Stephen saying hell. But then he'd ask Stephen. What would Ricky say? And he has to tell the truth, which would be a lie. So, and he has to tell the truth. So he'd say hell. Stephen would say Ricky would say hell, and then Ricky would say Steve. Oh, guys, I still don't understand it. I must be so stupid. I just still don't get it right. Let's keep it going.
Gut feeling, though, innit? This is what's like.
To the pure logic that Ricky's just used.
I just think because there's a lot of questions in life where you don't know the answer, and you go, "Do you know what? I don't like the look of him." So
They're identical.
yeah, but they're still identical twins. You always get a little snidey one.
Oh, chimpanzee, he's written it down.
Here we go, Carl's diary. Here we go.
That's the jingle there for Carl's diary. Here we are. Spoke to Ricky and his friend Glyn about art. I just don't get it. Ricky had some odd pictures on his walls. I don't have any pictures up in my flat because of the mirrored wall. But I can't say I'm bothered. The mirrored wall, we should just explain what that is. When you moved into your flat, there was an enormous mirror on one wall. Was that right?
We just got this flat, and you know, it's not a big flat, so I think the people who had it before us, he was a gay fella, right? Which was a bit like, oh, so you've been doing that mirror and that. But
What has he been doing with the mirror?
well,
What's he
just
been
a
doing?
bit-
Why-
no,
what?
it's just because they're quite sort of experimental in it, aren't they? And
I don't know. What do you mean? What do they do?
Well, I wouldn't know anything about it, but go on.
No, what do you want? What?
no, I don't.
Experimental in what
What do
way?
you mean experimental?
I just mean, you know, they'd be doing stuff.
What?
We all know what you mean,
Chemistry,
Carl.
they have a chemistry set out, they were doing experiments. What?
No, just doing what.
Singing "I Am What I Am" and just checking out
No,
the
each to
dance
their own. I'm not
moves.
having a go at anyone, but
What?
I'm just saying, like, they're doing what they're doing, which
Carl, you're
is
not
annoying as
homophobic,
well.
are you?
Because,
You're not
no,
st-
I'm not. I'm
Well,
not. This is why. but
Why are you worried about what a little gay fella was doing in your flat before you got it in front of a mirror?
I wasn't worried about it.
Why
I
are
mean,
you thinking about what he's doing? Why are you fantasising what a little gay fella was doing in front of your mirror in your...
Oh,
I'm
they've
not
put him in a
bothered.
bit of
I'm
a
just
hole
telling
here.
you why it was a bit odd that he had a mirror in there, right? But forget
Okay.
the history.
But you've got a mirror in there now, haven't you?
No, because what I did was I was going to take it down, and I thought, oh, it's a bit dangerous. This, you know, it could crack and
Because it's the
fall on
size
me.
of the whole wall, isn't it?
It took up a whole wall.
Right.
Right?
Wow.
So like when he's moving about everywhere, he's got a
Imagine
good
that
view of it
being
and
a
that.
whole mirror.
But he's got this full wall of mirror, and I thought I can't take that down. And I thought, what can I do? So I've just put wallpaper on it,
Brilliant.
and it looks all right. You wouldn't know, what have you? But it means that I can't put any pictures up.
Of course, yeah, of
that's
course.
all I'm saying. 'Cause I've got
And what don't you understand about art? What about art don't you understand? The concept, specifics.
No,
So-
that's like when we were in London having a shop around at Christmas, and there was that picture of fruit for 700 quid. It's like, well, just get some fruit. You know what I mean? You can get some real fruit for 3 quid.
Yeah.
I understand that, but don't invent cameras then, one or the other. Do you know what I mean? That's what annoys me. Someone invents something, and then they go, we've got to invent something else. Like the abstract thing. Why has someone gone, oh, I can't have paintings anymore because...
What do you think of Dali? Going, melting clocks and stuff. No?
I mean, the first one was all right when he did the first clock, but then all the time he's just like, oh, I'll draw something and it's got a melting clock on it. I'll do a sheep, put one of them on it.
Have you
put a
seen
little
his
clock on
lobster
it.
telephone?
That annoys me.
Why?
Because I think what annoyed me more with that is when I heard about how it happened, he had some artist mate round, right? And I don't know what happened. They were
okay.
they were
That's a
eating.
good hell of an anecdote.
No, but they were eating. They were eating some food and what have you.
Yeah.
Lobsters?
And yeah, they were eating lobster.
All right.
And
That's handy.
I don't know, the other artist, whoever it was, sort of
Telephone?
started saying, "Oh, you and your clocks and all that." Right?
Brilliant.
And, they
This
started,
didn't happen.
They started arguing,
Yeah.
and he chucked some of the lobster.
Bollocks.
Oh, yeah.
Landed on
It
the phone.
bounced off his mate's head, went on the phone, and they both looked at each other like, "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?"
Like, what have we
And
invented
he
here?
brought out that phone as a bit of art. Things like that
Wow.
annoy me.
Didn't
Because
happen.
it was them just messing
That
about,
didn't happen.
just telling you what I know.
No, but
So
sometimes
it's
messing
work.
about creates the
Each
best
to their
things,
own,
you
if
know?
That's what he's doing. I'm just saying, I'm not.
The best things
putting
aren't
my
created
stamp
when
on
you
the
sit
approval.
down and grind
Art
for
should
it.
be there to tell a story, not just to have a splash of colour. We know.
Would Suzanne like some art? Just like Suzanne's not allowed to watch telly unless it's her favourite thing. Otherwise, she's got to talk to me about stuff. There's no art. There's no point. Just wallpaper.
I'm just saying, we've got three windows we can look out of,
Right.
right? Stop looking at the walls, look out the window.
My man
Honestly, I
friend
would have
said
just
that
left
the
him
Auntie
mirror.
Nora, the classic Auntie Nora, wanted me to look on the internet to find out what the weather would be like in Spain at the end of November. I don't know where she gets her money from. 2 months ago, she was asking me dad how much it would be to get her back garden astroturfed because she's sick and tired of the grass getting out of
What
her.
does she want to do? Start a football team? What's the back garden astroturf?
She likes the sort of green look, but she doesn't like the headache that comes with it. So she's just looking into getting that false grass put in there.
That's fair enough. I'm
Brilliant.
quite a fan of the AstroTurf.
Went round to
but-
Ricky's and had some chicken curry that Ricky's girlfriend Jane had made. Ricky and Jane were going on holiday for a few days and had arranged for Glyn to come in and make sure the cat was okay while they were away. I'm sick of that cat. I was surprised that they hadn't paid for the little shit to go away with them on first class. I'm getting a bit vitriolic in the diary.
Why doesn't he like the fact that I've got a cat and I love the cat? Why?
It's just everything in that house that you've got gets sort of special treatment, and it's a cat. And it
What do you mean you
annoys
get
me.
special treatment?
Sometimes
We put food down for it, and sometimes it gets on our lap and we stroke it.
You don't just stroke it.
We're
You
not sending
massage
it.
it. You massage.
You
it.
massage the
You're
cat.
stressed out.
Well,
You're
no, it's
stressed
good.
out.
No, I'm not saying you stressed out. At no point did I say you stressed out. You said, "What the fuck are you doing for? Is it stressed out or something?" I like touching my cat.
To be honest with you, I don't like Ricky's cat.
Oh, I can't believe
Because
it.
Oh, I can't believe
But it's like the lizard thing you've got. It's just sat there. You've bought it a big box, right, to be in.
Right,
And the
one,
last
it's a salamander, so
Well,
it's an amphibian. It's
yeah.
not a box; it's a big vivarium.
Yeah, but what I'm saying
And
is,
as it and if you're going to criticise someone for just sitting there, having a round head and doing nothing with its life, people who live in glass houses,
No, but
we've done this one.
Do you know what gets me though, right, Steve? When I was there, I was looking at it and I thought, is it dead? Right, because he's just sat there. Like,
And it was thinking exactly the same fucking
he sat
thing.
there, not moving, right? And then on the top of the box is like a box full of crickets and stuff. That's it. It's its food.
Yeah.
Right? But they were more active than the thing that it was going to feed. Get rid of the lizards. Keep them in there. More entertaining.
It's a really
Don't
good point.
A few months back, a girl who was having a kid showed me one of them scans of the kid that was in her. That's science gone mad, innit? I couldn't think of
Yeah.
anything nice to say, as it looked like a frog.
Do you know why we've got to that point? What? Why have we got to see something that young? Why?
Because people can keep an eye on the progress of the baby in the womb.
Yeah, but why are they printing it out and stuff? Surely that's for a doctor to see.
Well, that's just an added bonus for people who are interested in such
But
things.
that's like saying, why do you
Yeah,
take
it's a bit
pictures
strange when people just
of anything?
post it
No,
all
but
over
what
social
I mean
media,
is,
but
why? At what point are we going to stop? Are we going to start sort of X-raying the fella's testicles and saying, well, there it is at a really young age? Where are we going to stop?
It's just horses for courses, isn't it? Some people like to have a record
Put
of
it
their
on
baby in the
Facebook,
womb.
my
Right,
future
they're excited
baby.
about it.
They sit down and they show the friends the slideshow. That's the birth. Oh, that's the conception. Oh, look, Ron's going a bit mad there, isn't he?
But why do I need to see this? This is what I'm saying. It was an
exactly.
awkward situation.
It's something that
because
should be
she
kept
was
between the
happy
man
with
and the
it.
woman, in
I
my
was
opinion.
like, oh God. Do you know what I mean? It was an odd-looking thing. I couldn't say, oh, it looks like you, because that would be a diss.
Well, Rick, you're not the only one who's been away. I know you've been off working, but
Yeah.
I, at long last, have taken a bit of leisure time.
Go on.
And you've probably heard of the Rio de Janeiro Carnival. Only one of the hottest events in the world
Oh,
calendar.
yeah.
Imagine me down there.
Oh,
Rio, you can imagine, did not know what hit it.
Oh, God almighty. Imagine, were you like Paul the Party Animal Parker?
He would not have been able to keep up views with me.
God, what did you do? What did you get up to?
Oh, let me tell you right now. Day one, I almost drowned.
Wow.
Day two, I got a foot infection and spent the day in the hospital.
Oh,
And the rest of the time, I had diarrhea.
sounds like a great holiday,
that's,
mate.
that was a hell of a time.
Carnival.
Yeah. I did. I was able to watch some of the carnival on TV,
Oh,
and it
right.
looked brilliant. It looked
Did it?
amazing. I didn't actually. It was difficult to make out because the TV wasn't actually in my room. Because in an effort to save money, I wasn't staying in a hotel. I was staying with a bunch of other people in some kind of like someone's flat that they let out, and so I had to watch the TV like from my window, watching a neighbour's TV. And of course, when they changed the channel, often during the juicy bits, I couldn't see anything. And
Yeah.
but it looked really good. I'm bunged up at the moment just so I can get through the show. But I've just been on a 12-hour flight, and it is terrifying being on a flight when you know that any moment you could go, because you know how the problem is sometimes the toilet's free and sometimes you got to queue up, and the worst bit is that sort of half an hour just before you land when they say the toilets are out of bounds now.
Yeah, that's when you need it the most.
I went twice before that in quick succession. The woman sat next to the toilet. She didn't know what was going on. The noises and stuff in there, and I was really panicky. Oh Christ! And so of course then on the whole flight, as we're landing, I'm really petrified because I'm thinking this could. I mean, I packed a pair of underpants and jeans in the bag in the holdall, just in case it all went. And I was really, because I hate flying anyway, and I hate landing because it's the most terrifying moment of the journey. Then it really was rumbling, and I was thinking, I got to get out of here. Of course, you know when you're in a hurry, everything makes you angry. The little old lady in front of me who's just hobbling along off the gangplank. Go really annoying.
with your bad hips and your bad legs.
Your Zimmer frame.
I know you've been through a war, but get out of my way.
And just anyone who kind of even passes you, you just
Yeah,
and
I know
so
what
I
you mean.
managed to get there just in time. Got into the and it all went off. Man alive, it was grim. But that was not anything compared with the first couple of days. Because the first day I went for a walk. Ipanema Beach is famous for just the beautiful, beautiful people that gather there. There's so many beautiful women in Rio. It made me angry. I was angry that these women were so attractive and that none of them were even looking at me. So, but anyway, I'm on the beach because I was shopping and I needed a wee. Right, and we went for a quick impromptu swim, and I thought, we in the sea.
Just think of him on this beach, right, with diarrhea.
Well, I'm wearing great big long shorts because I'm not going to try and compete with these boys because they are.
And you are, could I say this, the whitest man
Yeah.
I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, with his shirt off, you can see his heart like a newborn fish.
Well, this is the thing. As I went into the sea to have a wee, there was a discussion about this.
As I went into the sea to have a wee in a
Well,
litter tray.
See, there was a discussion about this because I'm very much of the opinion that you should take your trunks down. And
No,
some people,
no,
some of my
no,
friends
no.
are saying just do it in your trunks and let the sea just wash it away.
What a
Exactly,
hell of a
yeah.
carnival.
And I think that's
Oh, he
against
took
that,
him
all
down,
against
didn't
that,
he?
Against that in swimming pools, everything, So I
No,
think
I'm against pissing in swimming pools, full stop. It doesn't matter whether you do take your trunks down or don't piss
But
in a
what about
swimming
in the
pool.
sea?
Yeah, well, fine, yeah.
Fine, okay, right.
Yeah,
So
swimming
fish do it,
pools
so anyway,
you
so I'm
don't, but in the sea's fine.
And I kneeled because I'm obviously very tall, so it's tricky to
Oh,
get deep
no.
enough
Oh,
for the water
no.
to mask what you're up to.
Oh no, mate.
So I tried to kneel down in the water, right? And I got John Thomas out, but then the water swept out again and just left me on the beach.
Oh
But
mate.
my back was to everyone, so no one saw. So I
I can't
walked.
think of a funnier sight than Steve Merchant
Oh,
on his
my
knees with
goodness.
his little John Thomas out. I don't know how big it is. I've never seen it. But I mean, I imagine it's in proportion to the rest of it, is it?
I
No?
wish. That's all I'll say is I've been a little shortchanged. But so then I got up and I waded a bit deeper in, right? And now I was trying. I got it out. But what I didn't realise is that the waves just off the beach are really just uncontrollable. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So suddenly I see this giant wave coming towards me, crashing towards me, and I got the cock out and everything, and it grabs this wave, comes over me, and lifts me up, flips me up in the water, right? And I'm
Oh
floundering around.
my
I can't see
God.
anything because of course I had to take my glasses off
Oh mate, this sounds like a nightmare.
because I didn't want to lose them.
Oh, God.
So I floundering around, and I'm genuinely getting scared because as I try to get into shore, the wave just pulls me back again. So I'm waving to my friends on the beach. But
With everything.
Well, what I don't realise is that because I'm not wearing my glasses, I don't realise that I've been dragged along the beach some way, and I'm not actually waving to my friends. So there's like a bunch of these beautiful women on Ipanema Beach watching a pasty white man waving with his cock out. And what annoyed me was my friends were laughing. And that really,
Steve,
really angers
if
me.
I'd have been there, I would have burst.
But why wouldn't you have come running? Would you have come running in to help me?
Oh, I couldn't
No.
have saved you with your glasses off in your knob belt. If I ever save you, I would
Not a
be
chance
fully
he
dressed
would.
with your glasses on.
So you'd have just let me go. That would have been what you'd said to my parents. He had his knob out and his glasses off. There was no way I was
I
going
can't
to...
see the funniest sight. Oh.
Oh my god, guys, this was the best episode so far. Wow. This one was incredible. Let's roll back to the start because it started off and it got better to the best in the end. So, Doppleganger. Carl's point was, how would I know it's me? That doesn't even warrant an answer to that, does it? Right, next up, what was it? The heaven and hell thing. let me try and quickly break this down. So Ricky's the devil. You say to Ricky, what would the other person say? Ricky has to lie, so he says the other person would say hell. Correct. He has to lie, so he'd say the other person would say heaven, so he'd say hell. Then he says to Steve, what would the other person say? Hell. I do not understand how you can signify a difference. What if you said, yeah, I just don't get it. But yeah, we'll keep it moving. Guys, Steve, the mirror stuff, yeah, it's a matter of opinion, really. Mate, Steve on the beach, that must be the most embarrassing experience. I haven't got glasses, but if I'm in a foreign country, my friends are not helping me, I've lost my shorts, I'm close to drowning, I can't see, and I wake up and I finally realise that I'm in front of these beautiful women all staring at me laughing while my mates are taking the piss. Guys, I would be so angry. That's one of my worst nightmares. I couldn't do that, but this season 2 is incredible. I'm loving this so much, guys. If you guys are enjoying this, please like, subscribe. I'm loving reacting to this, guys. I'd love to see what you guys think of this episode, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.